champions, and welcome to unMadeGaming, where we're not late, you are. Everything broke, and we're here to fix it with, you know, the 80s, and superglue, and dreams, and badger spit, I guess. I don't know what's happening in this game. But we're here, we're playing Princesses of Skysea, where we're deep underground in the Skysea, fighting the data forest in the Badger Queendom. Those are all words that will make sense later today. But with me here, as always for this season, is Kai. We have Natalie, aka Chaotic Rogue. We have Sam. Well, welcome back, Sam. I'm not here to torture you this time and be a superhero. I'm just a regular good boy vampire. Welcome back. And Keith, aka Material Components. With that being said, guys, we're going to quickly jump into things. But first, if you guys want to support the channel and all the shows we have here, the best way to do that is check out our Patreon. If you want to join the conversation, join us on Discord. And if you want to support this cast right here, down in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see that bar that says Twist of Fate. Every time that bar fills, Keith injects some kind of wacky, weird twist of fate into the game to mess with us. But the other benefit of that bar is every time that bar gets any kinds of donations, 100% of the proceeds go to these players here. So with that, I will turn things over to Keith to take us away into Skysea.
Yes, Princesses of Skysea. This is our She-Ra meets Steven Universe meets Star versus the Forces of Evil, all using the Masters of Umdaar Fate Worlds book written by Dave Juria, and using Fate Accelerated rule set by Evil Hat. We are princesses, all except Mike, who is just a good boy vampire.
I'm a princess in real life, so I figured I would change it up for stream.
Same. All right, so we're opening with our opening credits, right? Our theme song, which I think decided last time, started out with a ukulele, right?
It's 80s synth into ukulele.
Yes. Perfect. The song is being sung about the themes of the show thus far, which we think are what? Friendship?
Literally, friendship and magic is the theme of the show so far.
Doors where they're needed and when they're not.
But it's like some ludicrous symbology where sometimes a friend will show you a door that you didn't even know was there, right? It's like the wacky lyrics to this thing.
Yes. In the midst of this theme song, we're seeing inside of the Badger Queendom, inside the castle, beneath, as Mike elegantly put it, beneath the ground, but above the ground of the planet below, in the Skysea, we see our heroines, our Sheros, and Wesley in the midst of a battle with some laser wolves. So I want you guys all to describe a moment of awesome action battling with the laser wolves. And then after that, a cut to outside of the narrative of the moment, but just a moment of your character in their element with an iconic pose, perhaps, surrounded by their favorite thing. And this is like the moment where it says, Wesley, played by Ryan Reynolds or whatnot.
Excuse me. Nayar, the bow, is played by Ryan Reynolds. Wesley is played by Wesley. But speaking of Wesley, I will jump in here. So the Wesley action scene is he leaps off of the previously mentioned detritus and fallen tables and furniture, and he does the Legolas and shoots two arrows that hit two different laser wolves. And then the out of combat scene is a casual slice of life where you see Wesley sitting down and talking to the bow, and then when he realizes that the camera's on him, he pulls and does the iconic shot, and then it says Wesley, played by Wesley, also starring Ryan Reynolds.
Yes. Let's save Sam for last, and everybody else go before Sam. So Natalie, do you want to go next?
Sure. So, I mean, in the battle versus the laser wolves, we see Vesper as she picks up the table, blocks a few shots at her, and then just kind of crashes it over the head, like the skull of the laser wolf. And then it fades to a scene of literally what just looks like a stone wall, and Vesper crashes through. And then she just kind of stands there posing, kind of with her muscles a little bit, but as she stares into a mirror at herself.
Yes.
And that's where he comes in as Vesper. Oh yeah, there's like glitter out of absolutely nowhere. Just kind of, yeah, completely.
And an excessive hair whip.
Oh yeah. It looks like an Herbal Essences commercial a little bit.
Perfect.
Sponsored by Herbal Essences.
The scene from The Wolf is where she uses her magic to turn Vesper's sister, to swap the pillow in Vesper's sister. No, who was running away? It was Honey's sister.
Honey's sister, Dahlia, Princess Dahlia.
Yeah. And in her other shot, she's just wooing a crowd with her circus act. And she like smiles and winks when her name appears, you know?
Perfect. And Sam, I'll give you a little bit of a prompt in order to interject you into where we're at right now. Our shot of you is you chasing down and capturing your most recent bounty. What does that person look like, and what is your moment as you're tracking them down?
So that person is probably just like a really big something, I don't know, really big guy. And then you see this little like honey badger run up and jump on him and like scratch him with her claws. And what you would see with her when her name popped up as Honey is her just sitting on this like bounty.
Yes, maybe he's a snake person.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely a snake person.
Perfect. All right, our characters, and we fade from the ukulele into a recap. We see the vast expanse of Skysea, many floating islands above the Sea of Umdaar, held aloft by a river, a glittering floating river, and various different super technology relics of prior eras. And we're zooming into one particular island, the underside of the island, where a bunch of airships have been parked, and into the tunnels where a circus has been set up in the kingdom of Badgeria, which has had borders closed for many years. She was cool with it, Mike. Sam gave the go on Badgeria. So I guess sorry, not sorry.
That's the true theme of the show.
And in our previous episode, we had Poppy, Princess Poppy, or Luminous Luna, perform in the circus and show off to a crowd of wary badgers, and one who stood up to challenge, and she showed him up with some fancy knife work. Meanwhile, Wesley and Vesper had the most awkward conversation possible with a globule prince, an amorphous prince who maybe had a watch, or maybe he had a monocle floating around inside of him. We don't know for certain. A rift was sensed, opening somewhere further than initially anticipated, but the group united in Luminous Luna's tent and discussed, and then tracked down this rift into the Hyperwoods, which is a kind of Shadowfell, a digital Shadowfell kind of other plane that is used sometimes for fast travel, but it's also definitely the realm of our vampire people, mysterious vampire people. And so we tracked down the rift to be somewhere inside of the castle of Queen Claudia, who is Honey's mother, and it is Claudia, like CLAW, which is also important. And inside the castle, you guys managed to convince some truly useless guards to get inside the castle, and found your way near the queen's chambers. The rift was sensed in the chamber of Princess Dahlia, who is Honey's sister, who had chosen to not join the circus festivities. And so the door was kicked open and revealed that a rift into the Hyperwoods had been opened in the midst of that room, and several laser wolves were guarding the rift, while Vesper's sister, Evensong, who had been lost for many years after a errant wandering into the Hyperwoods, was there draining the memories from Dahlia using vampiric powers that she was not known to possess. And so a conflict ensued, and her leg was grabbed a hold of by Vesper and yanked back into our realm just as the rift was closing, and many laser wolves were smashed and pierced with great arrows. The stone walls were charred with laser scoring, and Luminous Luna made a clutch move of swapping Dahlia with a pillow, using some magic transposition. And that was where we left off, in the moment when Queen Claudia had just arrived with a retinue of Burrow Warden guards, and looking quite upset. And I think Honey is just off camera from that introduction, carrying a huge pouch with a snake man inside of it.
Like Santa Claus style, just dragging it.
Especially because she's like a really small badger, just carrying a big back.
Perfect.
Did I miss anything?
No, I think you nailed it.
Yep.
So Queen Claudia is glaring at you guys. She's bedecked with jewelry and her oversized crown, which looks, of course, like many claws tangled together. And she says, with seething anger, "This is an act of war with Numeria. I have had my borders closed for years, and you dare come here and harm my daughter?"
No, not. We saved your daughter. Actually, there were, I don't know if you saw them, there were laser wolves, and this, she's like, I'm imagining that Vesper is holding her sister upside down at this point, and just like by the ankle. And this, okay, well, this one I'm still not sure how to explain necessarily. But we stopped the laser wolves and we saved your sister, and that was all Luminous Luna's doing. But no, this isn't an act of war, I promise.
I see Numerian wolves outfitted with some kind of weaponry. How am I to believe that this is anything otherwise? These are all Numerian trappings.
We're not. That's not what we're trying to do. These are kind of, I think they've been mind possessed. I don't really know what's going on. But they came out of a rift. We didn't come from Numeria. I didn't come here with any wolves. I came here with Wesley. And he's not a wolf. So I mean, I don't know. Anybody else, please?
Wesley looks around the room and steps next to Luminous Luna and just goes, "Ta-da!" Right, because the ruse was it was a private audience for magic. So,
That's not how it works.
He just Vanna Whites her.
I'm just gonna look over, stare at him, and then look away. I'm not even gonna acknowledge it.
I'm helping.
No, that's not helping.
It's not helping.
No.
I thought it would help. We told them that they would give them a special magic show, and there was special magic that happened.
I don't think their daughter being drained of life is what they expected.
I mean, okay.
Guys, I need some backup here.
What are you waiting for, guards? Seize them!
What if you ask your daughter?
Yeah, talk to Dahlia. She can definitely. Well, I mean, she's gonna think it's my sister, but still, she's not part of Numeria, and she hasn't been for a while. And clearly, have some rampant rogue wolves on her side. And oh god, I don't know, guys, what's going on?
Dahlia currently is just passed out in the curled up at the very top of the bed where the pillow was. She's been transposed with, but your sister is struggling in your grasp.
Stuff her in Honey's bag, like a haversack. Yeah, no, we promise we didn't come here to do anything bad. In fact, we came here. I still don't know why we came here. We came here because my friend Vesper has a crush on the Jello Prince. What? That's why we came here. We knew that the circus was in town and that the Jello Prince was going to be here and that she wanted to see him.
Is that what Mom told you?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. That's new.
Do you want to make a overcome a clever?
Yeah, sure. That's clever. We'll call that clever. Yeah, I'll make a clever roll with no bonuses to that because that's nonsense. Oh man. I rolled a 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Queen Claudia stares for a long moment with kind of a blank expression on her face and then says, he wasn't invited either.
Oh.
Prince Pyle, he just showed up. But I guess star-crossed lovers and all.
I can't believe this worked.
Awkward. Right. You do have a jail, and I kind of have this one that really should go in it. And yeah.
You want your sister in jail?
Well, I don't really know what to do with her for right now, and she keeps squirming.
Yeah.
Can she reopen the veil, Vesper?
I don't know. I would think maybe, but she doesn't seem to really be my sister right now. She doesn't seem to know who she is. So, which either means I need to take her home and try to get Mom to fix her.
Well, also she's dead.
What'd you say?
She's also dead.
That explains why she looks kind of like you.
Yeah, it's the dead.
If she's a vampire, then indeed you should throw her in prison because she is property of me now if she's been captured in my queendom.
Yeah, but I did the capturing. And I'm not really part of your queendom. So I think that still counts as my catch.
But wouldn't it be a gesture of good faith to give her to our queendom since you already have yourself a subservient vampire
Okay, rude.
in your service?
Right here.
And Queen Claudia pulls out an object, a small crystalline object that Wesley, you immediately recognize because it is the same kind of crystal in your bow.
Ooh. I don't know what that means, but I'm excited.
And Vesper, you recognize it as the kind of magic that binds a vampire to service, right? This is what was used to bind Wesley to your service in the first place.
Oh, so that went down. Okay, well, here's the thing. My sister doesn't really remember who she is, and I really don't think she's really the, like, subservient-y type. I mean, if we had stopped any of those wolves, I would have said, let's give you a wolf. That'll be way easier, I think, to train than her.
I will die before I serve any of you. Evan Song screams.
Oh, you know what? I think I know. You let us in, and then star-crossed lovers with a pile of jello, and then we saved your daughter, which was a good act from us to you, and then we captured the bad guy, which is right here, which was also a good service to you, and then, but you should let us take the vampire girl back to that queendom, and that's a good faith act from you to that queendom, and then maybe the two queens can be friends.
Yeah.
That sounds like you're making a roll there. That sounds like a convincing argument.
Sure. Let's do clever, and nothing applies.
Real reason why Vesper brought Wesley, because she's not very diplomatic and he can kind of be all bully.
And I just keep pulling things out of my butt. All right, let's see what happens here.
I punch things. It's better than what I can do.
3. 3's okay. That's a good roll.
It's a good one.
3 is a good roll. Queen Claudia says, if indeed you are telling the truth, that you have saved my daughter, then I believe that some good acts could be exchanged. And I do long for the kind of peace that we had between our queendoms when all of you were once young, spry children together.
Yeah.
But I need to know more. And so I need your sister to be in prison here until I know more.
I mean, I'm kind of okay with that. Like, she's getting kind of heavy. It's getting a little tiring just holding her. Like I can keep holding her. But I mean, it's probably better if I can put her down for a little bit. And I think if I put her down, we don't like chain her up or something, she might try to run away again. So as long as on the condition of she is released to us forthwith. Sure, that's a word.
It is a word.
I'm gonna snap my fingers and like chains, like, you know, that tie up magicians when they go underwater or whatever, are gonna like wrap around her.
Cool.
Oh, thank God.
I love you. You know those chains? Those very specific
There's
magician
special
underwater
chains.
chains.
They're not like normal chains.
That is like any very specific underwater magician chains.
That means she can get out of them. No.
I was going to say, if she's a magician, we're really in trouble. This is not actually a great idea. But I don't know any better.
They're not thick chains. They're movable chains.
So the Burrow Warden guards move forward and take hold of the chained Evensong, and Queen Claudia takes the glowing crystalline object and places it back in her pouch and says, "This will have to wait then for a future opportunity." And at that moment, Honey peeks around the corner. And I'll let Sam, you do an introduction of your character. What do you look like in this moment to these characters who haven't seen you in many years?
Well, she's probably about the same size because she did not grow. She's very small. And she's just carrying this big sack over her shoulder up to her mom. And she walks up, to the throne steps, and she's like, she throws the sack over and she's like, "Got him, Mom." And she looks over at everybody and she's like, what's going on here?
Hey!
Hello. I thought our gates were closed.
Surprise!
There was a circus in town.
Yeah, mostly that. We didn't sneak in, I swear.
You know how your mother loves circuses, Honey.
Yes, circuses are quite great. Cool.
It was cool.
People. Yeah? What happened?
Magic.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then an undead came through, and then they captured your sister, and then we had to beat them up, and we had to shoot laser wolves, and then now we are. You caught up.
Yeah, it got really complicated for a bit there.
My friend Princess Vesper has a crush on the Jello Prince.
I do know
No.
That is at least the story that they have told me. But honey, I would like you to get to the bottom of it.
Of course. I mean, you know me, I'm really good at catching things, finding out people are lying, not being loyal. And she just starts walking around everybody and starts sniffing them.
Just to be clear, you want her to get to the bottom of the story and not the Jello Prince, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think he'd like that.
I wonder what would be at the bottom of the Jello Prince. Like, what's sunk down to that point?
Dirt.
Ooh,
Like
gross.
coins people threw at him, you know, anything that fell
pie full of
inside.
bugs, probably.
I wonder if he's kind of like a wishing well. Like, if you make a wish on a coin and then toss it in.
That's how the pocket watch got in there.
He doesn't even realize that it's inside him.
Nope.
So, honey, something that you know is that your sister has not been well of late. Since recently. She's always been quite a strange one and a dreamer. And she wandered out into the ruins of Goddess Palm, which is a kind of protected ruin of the prior old one tech, right? That is a stable stationary portal into the Hyperwoods. And she's often wandered there and written poetry or just kind of gazed into the abyss. And recently, when she came back, you guys have sworn, she's made you swear to secrecy and not to tell her mother that she wanders out there. But recently, when she returned from one of her little excursions to this place, she was just deathly silent and would not talk to anyone and has been kind of locked in her quarters for weeks since then. So you suspect something that she had seen there has affected her.
What was that place called?
Is the thing Goddess Palm.
Goddess Palm. So I guess I'm gonna be hanging around with you guys for a while to figure out if you're being loyal and honest and not lying about some Jello King, Prince, Jello Man, Jiggly Boy.
He was a Jiggly Boy. You had me up until Jiggly Boy, and that's where I lost it.
They do smell distinctly like sweat and fur from all this wrestling with these laser wolves.
Oh, I thought you meant the Jello Prince, and I was like, oh god, why does he smell
this
like
is oddly specific.
That's a terrifying smell for Jello.
But also of a rich, decadent worm pie that they may have been eating.
No, only Vesper ate it.
Yeah, I kind of regret that. My stomach's not too great.
Yeah. Do you know that your pies are full of bugs?
Yeah, that was a weird thing to learn.
Gross.
Yeah, I don't recommend the pie. Unless you like that. In which case, I guess maybe I recommend it, but I don't really know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Wesley.
Hello.
Hi. I don't know who you are. You just came in here, and Queen Claudia said you're going to work with us now.
Yeah, I'm Honey, the Badger Princess. Hello.
Oh, I thought that was the Badger Princess.
No, I'm the Badger Princess.
What's she?
Hi, honey.
Also a princess.
Oh.
So there's more than one.
She's the other one.
Okay, so you're both Badger. Okay.
Yeah, but like I'm the better one.
Okay. Sorry, there's only one Glamazon princess.
Yeah, that's me. Hi, I'm Vesper. We may or may not have met when we were really little. When I was littler and you were, I guess, that size?
Yeah. I'm not small. I'm fine. I'm grown.
I'm grown.
I have really juicy questions to ask you guys in order to get interpersonal connections moving. And I think now is a good time for that. If you guys are into that. So Sam, my juicy question for Honey is and the idea is you're connecting with the other player characters, right? Which of these characters were you best friends with growing up, and what happened that you haven't talked to each other in years?
Probably Vesper, but I guess because of the queendom being closed for so long that we haven't talked because I wasn't allowed to, because my family wasn't allowed to,
I picture you both being the same size at one point, and then Vesper kept growing, and you just got real mad about it.
Yeah, I am not small.
Did she do something, or did you do something to upset? Did she do something to upset you, or did you do something to upset her that made her the growing? Yeah.
Yeah, she grew. She's tall now.
You're jealous of her height.
Yeah, I am a tall badger.
I'll just pick you up later. It'll be fine.
I also picture Claudia as like this huge badger, and then Honey is comparatively even still small.
Yeah. I'm just like a weird badger that didn't like. I'm still like child size.
That's perfect.
Sorry, I was muted there. Vesper, whose life were you most envious of growing up, and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. I kind of want, oh my goodness. Okay, so probably, I was probably envious of Poppy's life because of the magic. Like I'm going to assume there's always magic kind of in her world and in her life. And like in Mario, like there isn't much, there isn't any. We just all work out a lot. We're just the perpetual 24-hour gym. And so it was really cool to see like her life of like magic and like really cool stuff going on, which is also probably why she like has become friends with Leslie, because she thinks he's pretty magical, and so she's just very drawn to the magic and gets very jealous of it. Well, not jealous, but like I want to be near it because I can't have it.
And one thing I'm getting at with these is the challenge that I would like to pose to you guys is to create an aspect for your character that encapsulates this relationship, right? This is a relationship aspect that will connect you to the other characters that you could invoke in a situation where you're like, well, because I'm jealous of her, you could use it to compel your character to kind of cause trouble in a situation that it would narratively make sense, right?
I was going to go with entranced by magic, because that's means she's very easily distracted by it.
Yeah.
It's very easy to use against her.
Poppy, your question is, who in the group have you always wanted to impress, and why? Being a magician and a showy kind of character, who have you always wanted to impress but have never been able to?
Oh boy. I'm going to go with, which one of you would most likely be like closest to being like the queen of the kingdom? Is one of you older? Do we know?
I think
I'm a boy.
Not you.
Probably Honey.
Yeah, probably.
I think your mom likes her more, at least too.
Yeah, probably me.
Probably Honey then. I think that I would have watched her being trained to be a queen and like kind of growing into that, but then also resenting that I'm having problems growing into mine myself. So that's kind of, I ran away from it. So probably Honey.
Perfect. Yeah, and you're jealous of her, of how much her mother respects and is kind of grooming her to be queen, and you feel like you just can't fill those shoes.
Yep.
In your own queendom. Yeah. Intriguing. And last one, Wesley. What member of the party do you harbor the most ill will or resentment of, and why?
Wow. That one's rough. Jeez, Keith. Who do you hate? Oh, man.
Can he say his bow?
Yeah, I know, right?
Can it be Nyar?
Goddamn Ryan Reynolds. I don't think I know anyone but Vesper, which is the sad thing. I think by the transitive property, it's Vesper, right? He doesn't like harbor any ill will towards her, but he knows enough that he's bound into service to the queendom and doesn't remember why, and doesn't know like how it happened, how it got to be, how to get out, how long he has to serve. So he's essentially trapped here. So he likes Vesper, he just hates the fact that he's stuck and has no choice but to be her friend, more or less.
You have to like Vesper.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice to like
Yeah,
Vesper.
exactly. I have to like Vesper, and I'm like, man, you know what? She's okay, but like, geez, I'd like to go on a
like the
vacation.
choice.
Yeah.
That's perfect. There's an underlying kind of resentment that you have to outwardly be very kind because you're kind of assigned to her, but at the same time you resent not knowing what your past was and that you're in no control of the way that you've been bound to her. Yeah. All right. So my challenge to you guys is to write an aspect and add it to your character sheet of your aspects that defines this relationship connection that we just made. Envious of blank because of blank. That is my challenge to you. And sorry for the narrative break. While that was happening, there was a commercial of some kind advertising some toys and Castle Badgeria. And some kids playing around Castle Badgeria with various different.
It's an actual castle though. Like that's the toy is the castle, and then you hit the button and the gate goes down and a giant badger queen pops out.
And a bunch of useless guards pile out. Yeah. Well, yeah, sorry to totally stop the narrative there. You guys got some good, juicy connections with one another. And yeah, you've got Evensong's being brought to the prison. Claudia is wanting to return to the circus. She's kind of pissed about having that interruption to her entertainment. For being such a serious queen, she just really enjoys her mindless entertainment.
Are we escorting her back to the circus? Is that...
That's kind of up to you guys. She has her little retinue of guards that are moving with her, so she's safe.
They're going to let us stay in the castle then?
I guess.
Just curious where we're headed.
I mean, if we're with Honey, then in theory we could stay there.
That's true.
Yes, you could stay at the castle if you convinced Honey that you were loyal to the kingdom.
Where's the other daughter now?
Yeah, where's Dahlia?
She's still curled up at the top of the bed.
Is she awake?
Mm-mm. But Honey knows that she has not. She's been kind of cooped up in her room and sleeps for long periods of time since her most recent wandering out to the goddess Palm. So this is not necessarily that far out of the ordinary, but also this happens when you drain people's memories. Sometimes. Wesley would know that.
Wesley has no idea what you're talking about. It's a private matter. We'll talk about it later.
Queen Claudia or Honey, why did they come here? What does your other daughter have that they are looking for?
She doesn't get out much. She doesn't, leave. I don't know what she would have technically that would make her so valuable. And, maybe it's that she's tall. I don't know.
So like, man, vampires eat memories and stuff?
Wait, you do?
Yeah! So, also I like regular food, like pizza's fine as well.
I was gonna say, because all those pizza nights we've had, like, have you been eating my memories? Do I not remember something?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. So normally they just eat memories, and like we can go for like a pretty long time without eating memories. But like a rift opened up, and she came out of the rift and specifically ate your sister's memories. So that's not normal. That seems like she went really out of her way. So like either she was just really craving non-specific badger memories, which is weird, right? Or she really wanted your sister's memories, which also weird, but makes slightly more sense.
Does your sister know anything important, or like remember anything important, or I don't know?
Not anymore, but
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. She occasionally like goes out to this place called the Goddess something or other. I wrote it down, but now I don't know where I put it.
oh, what's that?
It's the Goddess Palm, right? Goddess.
Yeah, Goddess Palm.
What does
She
that
goes, I don't know exactly what it does, but she goes there to like write poetry or be alone often.
Super lame.
So maybe someone really liked her poetry.
Maybe my sister's a big fan. I don't know. My sister doesn't remember me, so it's kind of awkward.
Yeah, but since last time she went out, she hasn't really talked much, and she's been sleeping a lot more. So maybe her poetry made her depressed.
Someone opened a rift for poetry.
I'm not really close with my sister. There's like, she's
right there.
I mean, maybe we're physically close, but emotionally, when you're like friends, but you're sisters, we're not that.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen mine in like a really long time, so I don't know. I thought she was just gone forever. So I can get that. Do we want to try to wake her up maybe and talk to her and see if she talks back?
I mean, we can. We can try for sure. Honey's gonna walk over to her sister and just like poke her, just like a boop on the nose, like
She's
you would
like,
a cat.
Like you would a badger,
After several proddings, Dahlia stirs and opens lidded eyes and looks up at you, Honey. Says,
Honey's face is just like really close, like uncomfortably close.
She just licks your face. Gesture of badger. I don't know. When did badgers do that?
I don't know.
Wesley, is that normal for badgers? Do they normally lick each other? I don't know. This is weird.
Hair on her tongue.
Hey, that's true.
I'm not gonna lick either of you.
Sister, who are all these people?
Well, you remember Vesper from when we were kids. She was like my height, and then now she's like a tree.
She is quite a bit taller than you now, isn't she?
Let's not talk about it, okay? Like, I'm a fine height. I'm fine. Like, it's okay. But yeah, they're here because apparently you were attacked by some, wolves, and they just want to find out what you know.
I do remember that.
And you've been going
Vesper's
out.
Sister,
Yeah.
Evan's song.
Yeah.
So do you know what she wanted, or like you were out at the Goddess Palm and then you were writing some poetry? Did you just get really sad, or what happened?
No more than usual.
All right.
I don't know what is the matter.
I'm sorry, does that mean you usually go and get sad? You're no more sad than usual?
I don't no. I mean, I've everything has been normal lately.
Okay.
Oh, okay. But do you know why my sister showed up? Because she hasn't been around in like forever. Like I forgot she existed. But yeah. Any idea? Did she have any kind of like evil monologue speech type thing when she came in that we missed?
No, but I do feel a strange sense that I feel a hole in my memories. I feel a ragged space where something seems to have been taken.
What do you think was taken?
Wesley, 1 second. Can we have a sidebar? Just like a quick, like.
Yeah.
Okay, so you eat memories, but like, can you restore them?
No.
Are you? Oh.
I mean, like, it's not. It's, in the same way that you can eat a bug pie and then restore the bug pie.
Oh, all right.
It's a real mess afterwards.
So.
And then usually no one wants it at that point.
You can't give her memories back.
No.
Okay.
Also, I didn't eat them, so.
Yeah, but like, I don't know,
Yeah.
You can eat memories, so maybe you can restore them. I don't know.
No. You can sort of give back the memories you ate, but I didn't eat them, and no one wants them after I eat them, because it's a real jumbled mess.
Sounds good. Okay, never mind. Honey walks back over.
Sorry.
Without asking, I'm going to start like rummaging in her stuff to see if she has like a diary or something that she might have wrote everything down in.
Find your poetry book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems totally reasonable. Give me a roll. This should be a roll, I feel like. Sorry, let me pull up a thing. This sounds... Are you doing it? How are you doing it? Are you doing it sneakily or...
I'm not doing it sneakily, but because I have a sneaky mind, I'm looking in all the places where she might hide it. So I still want to use sneaky. Would that be okay?
Yeah, totally. But you're not trying to conceal your efforts from her.
Mm-mm.
Yes, you do discover it. It is a big, deep purple velvet covered journal that has a black heart shaped lock on it, keeping it closed.
Vesper, would you mind taking care of this?
Yeah. And she goes and just like kind of crunches the lock.
Hey, you can't do that. That's my journal. That's my diary.
Oh.
Whatever you did opened a rift. We're going to go ahead and do this.
Also, too late. I already did the crushing of the lock, so what's open is no knowledge for us. Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I've gone through your poetry book.
What?
That sounds like something a sister would do.
It's fine. I mean, roses are red, violets are blue. I'm sad is all you write, basically.
That's not even good poetry.
No.
It's like A+ poetry.
It's a lot deeper than that. You don't even understand it.
Half of your poems start with roses are red, violets are blue.
Because it's a thing, okay? All right, you can look through it, but just because there's a hole in my memory, you can't tell anybody anything that you read in there, okay? Do you promise that?
Badgers take promises pretty seriously, so, I mean...
She holds out her pinky claws in the traditional badger...
The badger pinky promise. This one is the triple badger promise.
I love it. I love every bit of it.
Only countered by the triple dog dare.
Oh my god.
All right, you're looking through the journal. There are a lot of accounts of various different badger boys that Dahlia has had eyes for, has had hooded eyes. Badgers have those weird hooded eyes, right?
I was thinking boy band Badger Boys.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Bad direction.
Yeah.
Bad street boys. I don't even know.
Yes, several touring bardic like minstrel groups of badger boys that she has been really into and has snuck out of the castle on occasion in order to see them without Queen Claudia knowing. But indeed, you do find a point where towards the end of it, she seems to really have sunk into some dark place, and her entries go from being very long-winded and descriptive to being very summarized and just talking about just don't know what to do with what I've seen. And you backtrack from that point, and you do find a short description of something from a particular day when she was wandering at Goddess's Palm. And she had always been told by Nan, Badger Nan, Grandma Badger Nan, not to wander into the actual portal into the Hyperwoods itself. But for a long time, she's been, sitting on the precipice and staring into it and seeing all kinds of beautiful wonders. And on this particular occasion, she decided she's several times before stepped a toe in and not been hurt in any way, though she was intrigued by the feeling of the Hyperwoods kind of rushing over her. And so she decided to go inside, and she wandered for a time and grew lost by her description. And she thought that perhaps she might never find her way back. And she grew very afraid, but then she found a temple in the midst of the Hyperwoods. And from there, she does not describe what she's seen, but it was clearly something that had traumatized her. And she fled and managed to, after a time, find her way back here. And the entries after that have all been very grim and somber. And this seems to match up with the timeline that Honey has over when she kind of retreated into her room for long periods of time. That's my info dump. It's steaming on the floor right now.
It's okay. While you're info dumping, we're just coming up with Badger boy bands.
Good. I'm glad that Chad is being productive on my team.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
So Wesley's just sitting there not reading the diary because you can't have so many people read a diary, and he's just like, bling, bling, pulling on the bowstring as he waits for someone to tell him what's going on.
I'm going to shut the diary and kind of throw it at the younger badger's feet on the bed. And I don't know what else I'm going to do.
You didn't read that thing about Badger Club 7, did you?
I mean, I read it, but it was really uninteresting.
Back. All right.
I have never heard of any of these bands, but they sound cool. Right. So, Dahlia, it sounds like you got up to some business you weren't supposed to, and I'm not talking about the Badger boy bands. You want to elaborate? Or is that what's missing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what's missing! Yay! We figured it out, guys.
Maybe you should reread your diary, the part that we're talking about, and you can hopefully jog some memory, even though it's gone.
You show her the part that you're talking about. Point at it.
Yeah.
She reads it, and you see a kind of a strange expression of like confusion and like lack of recognition, right? Like she could clearly tell that this is her handwriting and that she wrote it, but she doesn't remember this experience.
Why would you even go there to begin with?
Because it's cool.
And this is why I'm Mom's favorite.
You don't know the kinds of things I've seen staring into that abyss. It's inspiring and dark and swirling.
It is dark and swirling. That's true.
Vesper, maybe we need to ask your sister what was so interesting.
Yeah, and like why she may have come here to begin with might not be a bad idea. Honey, do you think you can help us get to like wherever the jail cell would be for wherever they took my sister?
Yeah, that's 3 floors down. We'll just take the stairs. It's not that far.
Okay.
What if we do the most elaborate option we possibly have and go to Queen's Palm and look at that, or Goddess's Palm, and look inside this dark swirling portal?
I mean, we could do that, but what if like something happens to one of us? I don't know.
Okay, good idea. Good plan.
So maybe like let's go talk to my sister first, and then we can try that.
Okay.
I don't know, but
I was just gonna say, Honey starts walking towards the jail cells.
also I think we're better off here if we keep following her. So maybe let's just keep following her.
Okay.
I don't really think we're that welcome here unless we're with Honey.
I don't think we're welcome here with Honey.
Yeah, I don't think we're welcome here at all. Oh dear.
Honey just gives Wesley like a squint look, like.
How do people treat you, Honey? Like other guards and whatnot. How do you want them to be treating you? Like, how have you trained them to treat you over the course of your years here?
I feel like people still treat me like I'm a kid because I'm small and but I'm like a bounty hunter, so I'm like, also kind of like badass. But like everybody still treats me like I'm a little kid because I'm just small and never grow. And even my sister, who's younger than me, is bigger than me.
Yes, as you're walking down to the tunnels, you pass by a captain of the Burrow Wardens, who I'm just making up right now. His name is Agir, and he greets you and says, "Honey, Princess Honey, I heard that you have returned with Serpentor, the criminal."
Yes, I caught the big snake man, and he is now in the dungeon with Vesper's sister, who we're going to go visit right now to, discuss some things.
Interesting. I could escort you down there and ensure that that guards down there don't cause any trouble.
I'm okay. Like I'm a almost adult, I may look small, but I'm pretty I take care of myself, Been trained. I got my claws.
This queendom doesn't know how well they will have it when you rule. He stands and salutes and passes you by. You can tally that on the useless encounters. This is the Keith Arpatempa experience, y'all. So you go down into the dungeon. This is a burrow queendom. So you guys are the castle is very much like winding tunnels, kind of carved out of rock.
I'm assuming that I need to duck through most of this place, right?
Yeah, totally.
I am far too tall. I am too tall to go on this ride. But we are trying anyways.
The prisons hold many individuals who hiss and spit in Honey's direction as she passes them by, because she was the one who put them down here in the first place. Many different criminals of Badgergrea Queendom. But you arrive at last at the cell that Evensong is kept in, and she is still in her underwater chains.
Honey, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I don't know a lot about badger stuff, but everyone keeps either licking or spitting at you. Is that like a badger thing, or is that like a princess thing, or badger princess?
That's more like they don't like me because I kind of put them down here thing.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, just wave, and then
I wasn't sure if we were supposed to also spit at you.
No. You can spit at them if you want to spit at someone.
I don't.
You can wink. You can finger gun a little bit.
At you or them?
Them.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. I just, the finger guns really make them, a
Vesper,
little bit angry.
That's what gets
Turns around and does finger guns.
That's what gets him. Riles him up.
She's gonna keep doing that for a while till they reach her sister.
Well, you guys are here. Evensong's in the cell and chained in the underwater chains, and the guards who are on duty have seen Honey coming and respectfully bow to the princess and ask no questions about what you're here for, and allow you entry, if you wish, into the cell.
Cool. Hey, Luna, your chains are still holding up really well.
Yeah, I forgot that they were on her, and they probably will stay there till I take them off.
Well, that's cool. That would have been funny if we had left then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. All right.
The guards are whispering about how tall this pink-haired lady is.
So, Evensong, what do you remember?
Why would I tell you any of that?
'Cause I'm your sister.
If I was your sister, I am no longer. It was simply this husk, this shell that I inhabit that was once your sister.
Oh. So you're not my sister? Huh. So then where's my sister?
She's dead.
Oh.
Just like the Wesley that I knew.
No, I'm still
But,
dead.
like, he's right here. Wesley's right here.
Well, sorry. Technically, just like the Wesley that was known in a previous time.
I don't
The
know what
Wesley
that
that
means.
stands. I'm sorry, my words are tangled.
No, I
She's
know what
gonna
you
get
mean.
Yeah, she's gonna get this idea of like the Wesley before Wesley was a vampire.
I'm
Still
with
lost on Vesper.
I'm Wesley.
Yeah, like we have Wesley. He's right here. And he's Wesley.
Yep, I'm still dead, but I'm still Wesley.
Yeah, he's both things.
And he is your puppet, but I will not be anyone's puppet.
He's not my puppet. I don't think I could put my hand in him if I well, I could put my hand in him if I tried,
Please
but I
don't.
don't want to do that.
I don't want that either.
Yeah.
You have big hands.
I do. They're kind of strong too, and I'm scared I might hurt you.
Yeah, that would very much hurt.
I don't want to make you into a door.
No.
Well, the Wesley that I knew
Wesley steps back.
would never willingly serve your queendom of Numeria.
Well, he sounds like a jerk.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Or did he have his priorities straight?
What were they?
To serve the winning side.
I don't even like sports.
Yeah, it's true. He sits out on them at home. They have a really good referee, though.
Well, I mean, they're like sports played with 7-foot-tall Amazonian women. I don't blame him.
Oh.
Keith, you asked for this when you presented me a game you wanted to run. This is what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know what the winning side is or who's fighting, and I don't even know what the teams are.
Yeah. So if you're not my sister, what are we supposed to call you?
You don't have to call me anything.
That's just rude. That's just rude. We have to call you something. We can't just say, hey, you.
Well, you can say, hey, anything.
I think that gives us reason to make up a name.
You can make up a name. It doesn't mean I'll answer to it.
Yeah, but I don't like calling you by my sister's name, especially if you're not technically my sister anymore. So,
I mean, she keeps answering to it.
That's true. She does. She is.
Yeah. Okay. Evan song for now until I come up with a better alternative. Anyways, what are you doing here? Why did you want to steal Dahlia's memories?
Yeah, why is my sister's memories important to you?
Is it her poetry? Are you a poetry fan?
It was bad.
I mean, some people just like really bad poetry.
Maybe she does. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've talked to my real sister, let alone the fake sister.
Do you like edgy things? Are you edgy like my sister? Like her dark soul?
Are we done here?
Nope! We're not.
I don't have to tell you anything.
Well, you could tell us or we could torture you.
When she says that, I'll tighten the chains a little bit.
Okay, this is a intimidation of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
What approach are you using?
Probably either clever or forceful. Probably forceful.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll it. A 1. I'm so scary.
You are small.
I am small.
Can she have advantage or something from the chains?
Yeah, so this is more so clunky seeming when we're in a conversation, but in any kind of situation in Fate, people could either do, like, I'm using D&D terms because it's probably the lingua franca, but other people could provide teamwork. They could do aid another, right? Anyone who is actively supporting someone else with their turn gives them a +1, is one way of boosting somebody else's roll, right? So you're like, because I'm tightening the chain, it's giving Honey a +1. Alternatively, people could use their turn, we're like out of turns, but right, you're using your action to create an advantage, which you would have to roll, but the idea is that you're creating some kind of more tangible situational benefit, right? Maybe you're like, maybe you're talking them up, or maybe you're flirting with them, or maybe you're actually hitting them, and you're creating an advantage by roughing them up or something like that. But whatever you create an advantage with, it puts a situational advantage out on the board that people can invoke basically for free if you succeed. So then they get a free +2. So there's the little rule lesson of how you can work together. It seems the most clunky when you're in a conversation because you're like, okay, how are we going to like line up our check boxes, a little bit more differently and less obviously than in a kind of a action scene. So did that help?
Yep. So in this situation, it probably would give her a +1.
So like 2. I rolled
2.
2.
Since she is an active opposition, I'm going to roll for her. and she's cleverly defending, because this is really a pretty mental thing. So let's see. I got a 2, so it is a tie. On a tie, you can succeed at a minor cost, or if you want to, or it can be like a small success, right? Or if you want to spend a fate token, which you guys have like all your fate tokens because you've barely rolled anything so far. But if you wanted to spend a fate token to get a +2, you can invoke an aspect that exists.
All
From your character, or I guess I could give you situational aspects. That would be smart, huh?
I'll take a situational aspect. I'll spend a fake token to do that.
Okay, we got Deep Dark Dungeon is one. I'm putting these out here since we've got our overturned furniture and whatnot still out there.
So while Keith is making some free little things there, Sam, for you, since you were not here the first one,
yes.
So like Deep Dark Dungeon is a physical thing, but like to use to spend your fate token to use that, you could be like, if you don't answer our questions, you will rot forever in this Deep Dark Dungeon, right? And that would activate that thing and give you an additional +2 on top of that.
I'll do that, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. I think also crowded or like small crowded cells. For some reason, your queen is keeping a lot of prisoners.
We just like to keep a lot of prisoners. It's
Well, it's when the borders are closed, it's hard to get rid of prisoners. They just end up rotting there.
Can't export them, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, perfect. So then you would succeed by 2, so you succeed. And to backtrack, what kind of information are you trying to gain in this moment? What was your goal?
Probably to find out why she was after my sister.
Yeah, I've succeeded in my mission that I was after. Your sister saw something that she should not have seen, and she does not remember that anymore. And if I die and rot in this cell, it will not change anything.
Well, if it doesn't matter, can you tell us what she saw? You know, since you're gonna die and rot in this cell anyway.
No, that would defeat the purpose, would it not?
Yeah, I was trying,
But what if it didn't? Hear us out here. What if it didn't defeat the purpose? I have no argument. I just want you to tell us.
Okay, so the thing that she saw, that was definitely probably from Goddess Palm, and was definitely when she was looking in the rift, right?
Probably.
What are the chances that somebody could see it again and that another vampire would need to come to suck out that memory?
Yeah.
Wesley, can you suck out the memory?
Yeah.
Can you suck out the memory that she sucked out?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's dead.
But she has memories.
Yeah, but dead memories are gross.
But can't you take one for the team?
No.
But please?
No, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Can you force... Okay, we were talking about,
Like, I can eat it, but, I don't see it. What?
Okay. We were talking about regurgitating memories before. Can you, make her regurgitate them? Is there, I don't know, some, smelling salts or something we can throw in her face that'll make her throw it up again?
Like garlic?
Can you magically squeeze her brain until she throws up?
Yes.
Luna?
That's terrifying. I don't know if that's real. I made that up.
I can physically squeeze her brain, but I think that'll go poorly.
Yeah, no. But I don't know.
Stuff some garlic down her throat and then she throws up the memory? Would that work?
Ooh, maybe.
Why would that work?
What if we make her drink holy water?
It's just water.
Would it make her die, though? Because
The water or the garlic?
I mean, she's already dead.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. And I eat pizza all the time.
Yeah, we put a lot of garlic on that pizza, don't we, buddy?
That's not real. That's
So
made
what
up.
does work? What's gonna work to make her throw up?
I don't know.
What makes you throw up?
Eating a bug pie would be gross.
Okay, well, we can try that one.
But like throwing up and then brain throwing up are two different things.
Okay.
How do you brain throw up?
I don't know. I've never done it before. I just keep my food down.
Can you try right now so we can figure out how to get her to do it?
All right.
No, you don't look so good.
No, that's not working. That just makes my head hurt.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna spend a fate token.
To stop
To
this.
make Wesley throw up.
Anybody can spend a fate token in order to declare a story detail. So you can basically be like, in the past, I had a good relationship with this character that we're talking to right now, and then that changes the story in a way, right? I am using it to say that you guys, as you're talking, notice a strange kind of glowing in the same color, the same like bright blue color of the Hyperwoods, of like circuitry kind of style veins starting to grow around Evansong's eyes. And as she leans back and opens her mouth, and the inside of her mouth is filled with this same blue glow, and it seems like it is corrupting her.
I do want to say that question was for Evansong. That if someone goes to Goddess Palm and looks into the thing, what are the chances that another vampire will have to be sent out?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't catch that.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, she would have answered that before this happened. Retro. You would not survive. Precautions have been made since then.
Oh.
We'll see about that.
And then fast forward and
Honey,
That
did you
doesn't look good.
sister doing that?
I think she's dying. Like, super
She's
dying.
already dead.
Yeah, but like super dying.
You can do that?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
You do this all the time? You
Well, no, I
foam
mean,
at the mouth? Do you have like rabies or something?
I don't
Is there-
do that.
I
That
just-
one's weird. But like, vampires can die.
Okay, but you die all the time?
Yeah, that's what he says. And he holds up his bow.
Oh god, not Nair.
You talk to your bow.
Yeah, I mean, it talks
he has
back.
died a few times in your service, Vesper. He has died
Oh,
before.
okay.
And the bow brings him back. That's
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, Vesper doesn't think of it as that way. She just thinks he goes down and comes right back up again.
Yeah, it's not like I
That's great.
talk to the bow and it's just like a weird thing I'm doing. The bow answers.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, can you do it now? I've never seen it before.
Should we maybe deal with the fact that my not so real
Oh, yeah,
sister
you're right.
is,
Off topic.
doing something weird? I don't know.
What's up with this bow?
Honey's seen a lot of weird stuff in her day as a bounty hunter, so like it's not. She doesn't think it's that weird.
It almost has the appearance of like roots or vines that are growing around her. These like glowing veins of circuitry, and she slumps to the ground, and the light is glowing out of her eyes and her mouth at the moment.
Can I do an action? I don't know what the action would be. I want to like know what this is, right? As a vampire and as someone who is originally from the Hyperwoods, I want to know what's happening, right?
Yeah, I think that's a clever.
Yeah, I would say it's clever, and I would. Do you spend fate to use your own aspects? Is that how that works? Yeah, so I'll roll clever, and I'm also going to spend spend a fate for memory vampire man at arms. I am a vampire, and I should probably know what the hell this is.
Cool. You don't know that you don't have to spend a fate token until you don't have to spend anything until after you roll. So if you succeed without it, yeah, cool. You can roll. You can spend after you roll.
3.
I do think it will cost because this actually is dipping into prior lifetime knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. And that would be a superb. So you are confronted by a sudden traumatic flash of a memory of you. It's eerie that it's almost overlaid over what you're seeing, except it's in first person, of your own hands being taken over by this same strange branching circuitry glowing out of your hands, and the glow of your eyes and your mouth against the wall of a similar but different prison in a different land, and you recognize a cast of stoic Amazonian warriors standing before you with impassive expressions on their faces and weapons at the ready.
Okay. So,
and to answer your question, actually, was what is the
yeah? What's happening?
I should probably answer that too, right?
I mean, cool vision, but also.
Yeah, but also I need information. This you know inherently is kind of the remote kill switch.
Oh. Do I know of a way to stop it?
Perhaps.
Could I spend a fate point to potentially know what to activate another aspect?
I think you know how to stop it, but it's going to be difficult. So you'll have to make a roll to actually stop it.
Okay, cool.
Rather than being like, you have to roll again to know another thing, and then you have to roll to do it. It's like, yeah, you know that it's possible to stop it, but I think it is going to be a fantastic. But you guys can hack this system and go nuts and set up advantages. Other people can create advantages by being like, I'm going to have wet bandages or something like that. How is it stopped? I think this has to be rerouted into something else, into like a different organism.
So like another prisoner.
Could be. This is getting awfully dark.
Yeah, that got real dark for a children's show.
Real fast.
Yeah. Don't worry, the death scene will happen off screen.
Yes, yeah. It'll pan to the window.
Yeah. So while she goes through that first scene of the Matrix, and it's like going over her, Wesley looks back and goes, I think I can stop it, but someone else has to go.
You need someone else to take what's happening to her?
Die. Yeah, she's dying.
So just go pick any of the prisoners and we can...
No.
You just pick one.
This is your queendom? You pick one.
Yeah, you may get in trouble if we pick one.
Yeah.
You know, I'm giving you permission. Go pick one.
No, I think as the princess that you should probably pick, as the one who put a lot of them down here, like you said, you should pick the most bad guy.
I mean, yeah, I guess. She walks over and
I want to compel Vesper, who has a tender heart under all the muscles.
Yeah.
What do you think? Would you refuse this if I gave you a fate token?
I would actually counter with it's almost even in the same thing because this is her sister that she's like, it's still her sister's body that is dying here. So she, for that same reason, and also she's afraid to show weakness or emotion in this one. So she's not actually going to show that this is okay. This is important. This is uncomfortable for me. But also, I want my sister to be alive. So she would refuse.
Okay, I bought it
for that reason.
So Honey goes and grabs a snake person, which she doesn't like. She doesn't like
Serpentor.
And has
Serpentor.
I wrote that down.
We knew he would come back.
Yeah.
She has two of the guards bring him over, and she's like, well, here's your other vessel, Wesley. It's up to you to do what you need to do.
Your pitiful badger prison will never hold Serpentor.
She slaps him.
I was gonna say Vesper's gonna punch him.
Yeah.
That's her way of eating.
Just for me, can his name be Sir Pentor?
yes, it is.
Perfect.
He is a knight in
He's like a black
Serpent
knight.
Kingdom.
He's a black knight of the Serpent Kingdom.
Black Knight always triumphs.
Of Serpentia, obviously, is the name of the.
Serpentia. The Serpentia Queendom. Yes.
Oh my god.
Well,
The many coils of Serpentia. I can't play this game. Okay, cool. So, honey, you throw Serpentor into this other
Yes.
cage?
Yeah.
Dope. Okay, now I gotta go kill a man. Cool. So Wesley goes in there, and like as he's closing the cage to like lock himself in with everyone, he goes, "Is everyone? We're all sure about this, right? Everyone?
Honey drops the door and shuts it.
just do your best, Wesley. Do your best.
You can do this.
Everyone's okay with this? Luna, you're okay with this too?
I'm good with it.
Can you
Okay.
please save my sister now?
Yeah.
My fake sister?
Okay. Cool.
All right, you got a +1 from this prisoner.
Okay.
If anyone else wants to create some kind of advantage, and this is like a pretty amorphous thing, someone could.
Yeah.
You guys have already kind of done like words of re-encouragement or something like that, right? You can create an advantage as simple as that, right? It doesn't have to be like a tangible thing. Or someone could be like cleverly creating an advantage by providing the right tools for the job or something like that, right?
Can I like forcefully, Wesley, you got this. Get in there. Do it. You just gotta go in. You gotta, I don't know what you do, but do what you gotta do.
That sounds like do what you got to do.
Yep.
Give me a forceful roll.
Yeah, that's all I want to do is just run with force. That's a 5.
5, nice. That is succeeding with style, which means when you create an advantage and succeed with style, it has. I cannot click on this thing.
Glitter.
For some reason.
It has glitter.
Glitter. It has excessive glitter.
That's true.
It is going to have 2 invokes, which means it can be tapped. It can be like invoked for free twice, right? But this is like a house rule that we have done that I'm just going to continue moving forward with, because a lot of situations you're like only making like this one, you're only making 1 roll. So rather than it being like you can't use it twice and you have 2 invokes, it's like you can get a +3 by invoking it twice. Instead of a +4 across 2 moves. I know this is like technical and unnecessary to explain, but
okay, cool.
So this is do what you got to do.
All right, so I'm gonna roll. Did the chains count as a +1 still? Because she's not like thrashing around and dying flailingly.
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect. So I have 2 +1s, and then I can invoke. Do what you got to do, right?
Yes,
okay,
for a 3 total from the 2 invokes.
So would this be a clever roll or a careful or quick roll?
That is entirely up to your description, I think.
Okay. Man, actually, you know what? I got it. He like knocks back on the door and then looks over and says, Luna, could you also chant at the Snake Man?
Yep.
Great.
I'm going to do that.
Cool. Give me a roll with whatever you've been using for your magic, which I feel like is flashy. A 3. A 3 is going to succeed, but not with style. So this is.
Esper does a lot with style, and with style we mean just a lot of glitter.
I don't have any glitter.
It's just flowers. Okay, cool. So, so with them both chained up, I kind of like position them so that they're together, and so that like I imagine he's like a like lower half snake, upper half man. And so like I put them so that their heads, like one head's on one shoulder and the other head's on the other shoulder, so that they're kind of like heads are next to each other. And then I just sort of like push their heads together. And then if anyone's looking in the door, you see like Wesley like lean back and his eyes do that weird data thing as well. And the energy starts transferring up his arm and through him and through his other arm and then into the snake head. And I'm going to use Clever for that because I'm channeling it through myself as a conduit of dead stuff. So Clever. So I have +1 from the Snake Boy, from Slither Boy, +1 from Chains, which makes it a 5. And then I'm going to invoke 1 fate point for Do What You Gotta Do.
So you don't have to spend a fate point if an advantage has been created, right? Cool. These ones that have the A's out there, consider those like free fate points, but they have to narratively make sense with the advantage that was created, right? Yeah.
So I'm gonna do what I gotta do, which makes that from a 5 to a 7, which is epic, which is over fantastic.
Perfect. All right. So this crazy, weird root-like circuitry moves up your body and over your eyes, and you shiver, and then it moves back. You're doing it like from one arm to the other. Is the idea?
Yeah. So like it's like a battery, right? So it's coming out of one side of Eversong's head or Evansong's head, and then it's going up to my arm and like across and then around into the other side of the other guy's head, into Serpentor's head.
Serpentor sees this happening and starts, screaming and hissing and trying to move away. But because of all the chains, because of all the courage from Do What You Gotta Do, this transfers over into him, and he slithers down on the ground and starts quivering around on the ground.
I'm sorry.
And so a life was traded for a life.
What a terrible
this episode of I didn't expect it to go that.
What's the moral of this story, Keith? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
I guess so.
Keith made me remember that time that Keith made me kill a guy?
That was all on you guys.
Okay.
It's fine. He's just sleeping. It's fine.
Sure, Keith.
Well, I will never see Serpentor again, I guess.
Cross that NPC
entire storyline.
Rewrite the campaign. So I feel like after that energy expenditure, like I feel like Evansong would pass out. Like she was supposed to die, and that's a lot of energy transfer.
Yeah.
And then Wesley like knocks on the door and says, "Okay, I'm done. One's asleep, and one's not. Can I come out now?"
Yeah.
Honey opens the door. Which one's not asleep?
The Snake Man.
Okay. And Honey goes over and gets the guards and has the Snake Man put in a different cell.
I wouldn't put him in the cell.
What?
Yeah, he is like lifeless and gray.
You should probably bury him.
No, we just kind of let them. We don't have like a burial place for prisoners.
Don't they smell if they die?
I mean, this whole place kind of smells, so that would explain a lot.
I don't want to talk about it. You know.
Oh.
It's fine. They're fine.
I mean, your whole queendom's like in dirt.
Yes, and?
Why don't you just dig another hole?
They probably eat them.
Gross. Is that what was in the pie? I'm so glad I didn't eat the pie.
We don't really outsource for food very often.
We should go.
We should. So let's go to the plan B of going to this other place home thing. This has been weird. But thank you, Wesley, for saving my not sister.
No problem.
And we're gonna have to figure that one out later. But she's asleep now, because that was the one that was asleep.
I'm still stuck on the eat people.
Let's just not think about that. I think it's easier.
Do you think that's why the Jello Prince was here?
Maybe. Oh, that would make a lot of sense. Ooh. He was creepy.
Well, don't you like the Jello Prince? Isn't he your...
No? Where did that come from?
I don't know. Wesley said something.
Oh, he says things like that all the time.
All right.
Serpentor, R.I.P.
Let's get an F cat for Serpentor.
All right, so I'll leave you guys on a little cliffhanger hook, and then we'll do our moral lesson of the. And now that I just told you that, why would I just tell you that? Wouldn't it be better if I just did it?
Yeah.
But all right, you guys arrive at the at the goddess palm, which you can see a little image of on the battle mat. Of this outstretched hand. These are aspect cards by some company that I can't remember the name of, but they sell aspect cards on Fate. Look it up. They're literally the only thing on Roll20 aspect cards. So you can see this outstretched palm with the rift to the Hyperwoods in the midst. There are several. You guys traveled for a time before you got here, right? But I'm fast forwarding through the travel. There were several random encounters that you guys encountered several serpent people and chased them away, and then a group of wild wolves and whatnot, right? But no, you're here, and there are some burrow wardens, some of these Badgerian guards down at the base of the hand, arguing with a figure who seems to be a manta ray man, which we'll get into next week. But the hook I want to leave you guys with as you're approaching this, Kai, you're peering into this distance, into the midst of the Hyperwoods, and seeing a figure inside the Hyperwoods, a cloaked figure that you can tell is one of your people because of the way that the hood sits on this figure's head. You can tell that they have horns and that they are the satyr horns of your people. And you have a distinct feeling that you know this person well by the posture, by the elegance that they hold themselves as they are partially obscured behind these strange digital trees, and you recognize it as your mother. The queen of the satyr realm.
Oh boy.
At least that's what you feel like it is, but it's hard to tell from so far away. So we'll find out next week on... But until then...
Lasers.
Until then, cut to you guys are all hanging out around a kitchen table drinking juice. And the lesson of this week's episode is...
It's like snack time. It's like the anime scene where like they're all like on the little short tables and they're all like eating like fish, like too much food for 4 people. Eating the rice.
The lesson is don't write bad poetry.
Don't. Yep.
Poetry isn't for everyone.
Dahlia's with you guys and is like, I do not write bad poetry. This isn't about me.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Don't write bad poetry.
And this won't happen to you.
Yeah.
Oh, great. That is the curtain call. That's perfect. So, Sam, welcome to the nonsense. This show is, we have 10 more weeks of that, which I'm all for. So thank you guys for being here. Players, thank you for being here. Keith, thank you for running the game and introducing us to this weird, wacky world you created. Let's go around, do our introductions. We'll get the hell out of here. We'll go host a friend of ours. And we'll start with our newest player, Sam. Sam, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
I am Sam, also known as Harley's Armory. You can follow me on Twitter as Harley's Armory. I'm not streaming right now, but I am auditioning for a lot of musicals. So... yeah.
A lot of musicals. Fantastic. Let's jump over to Natalie. Natalie, who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to?
Hi, I'm Natalie, also known as Catacroak, which is what you can find me on Twitter, which is the best place to find me. What else am I up to? Way too much. Hashtag can't stop, won't stop, don't know how to stop. I'm on Encounter Roleplay tomorrow. I'm on, Gold Hair Gaming on Sunday, and I work with Mage College. That's the simplest version of this. Go check out my Twitter. My pinned tweet has literally everything I'm doing because I'm in 4 streams because I'm insane. Perfect. Only for a few more weeks, so it's great.
With that, we'll jump over to Kai. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to?
I am Stonefly_Kai on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm doing this stream, and then on Sundays, I'm also doing a stream on Cold Ballot Press at 7 o'clock on Sundays. And then you can find what else I'm up to on my Twitter. And that's it.
And art. Go look at her art. It's
go
really
check
cool.
out my art. Oh, and go check out. I have a I was gonna say I have a new clothing line. You can find it at coppercantrip.com, and it's tabletop roleplay themed clothing for women. And then there's also mugs and stickers.
It's really cool. With that, we'll jump over to Keith. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to?
Yeah, I'm Keith. You can find me at @mcomponents on Twitter or @materialcomponents on Instagram or Twitch. I run an after-school program in Nashville teaching kids tabletop role-playing games with positive heroic morality and nonviolent conflict resolution using a Powered by the Apocalypse system of our own making that we're looking to enter into a closed beta very soon. We have hundreds of hours of playtesting with kids under our belts, and we're moving into the 4th draft of it, 4th season of it being played with multiple GMs, with multiple groups of kiddos from age 6 to 10. So if you're into that, check us out at either the Heroes Guild is the organization, or theheroesguild.com, right? Or materialcomponents.com, which is kind of the publishing arm that will be putting it out at some point in the future. So check us out.
Hell yeah. Again, thank you everyone for being here. If you guys want to support the channel, please go check us out on Patreon. If you want to join the conversation, join us on Discord. Links down below for all that fun stuff. If you guys are going to Gen Con in just 2 short weeks, on Friday at 6 p.m., I'm on a 3-hour live stream actual play panel where we'll be live playing some Dungeons & Dragons, I think. So come check that out. It's going to be super awesome. And if you're going to be there, just come say hi. I accept hugs and handshakes and high fives and slap on the ass. I don't know. Whatever you want. Let's get out of here. Let's send this raid love on to Bubbernot, who's currently killing some zombies in a fun and fast way. So go check him out. Give him all of your hot, sticky raid love. And from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.